All right, hello again. This is the Off-Grid Amateur and the creator of the Amicus Smokeless Fire Pit lineup. Today I'm going to be showing you how to start a charcoal fire using the stainless steel steamer basket. A great way to get this thing out of here is to use something like a fork, get it down around the side, and pull up one side of the steamer basket. And because these things kind of fold up together like this, it allows you to get a hold of the entire thing. Now I just emptied this. It had charcoal ash in it from yesterday's meal, and it's really nice because you can pull it out as one unit, and the vast majority of the ash ends up staying in this basket. So emptying and cleaning it between meals is really easy if you're using charcoal or pellet fuel. But when it's opened up, these things start out new at about 8 inches across, but as the heat takes its toll on the stainless, it relaxes a little bit, which allows it to open a little further, which is good for us because the Amicus Jr, the interior diameter is just a little bit larger than the diameter of this strainer basket. So, I like using just any kind of charcoal will do, but this match light's really easy to light. Just pour in some charcoal right on top of that strainer basket. You see you've got the bottom covered and maybe a little extra on top, and just kind of spread that around so it's fairly even around the bottom. Okay, and as you can see, you can't see it too good because it is black charcoal inside a black fire pit. Now the match light, if the bag's left open for a little while, it doesn't take off quite as quickly as I would prefer. So today, I'm just going to use a little bit of that isopropyl rubbing alcohol. You could also use lighter fluid, just a little spritz in there, just enough to get it going. And we'll be using that 9-inch grill to grill a couple of hot dogs. The wife likes the hot dogs, and I'm going to grill up a hamburger patty with the smokehouse maple seasoning from McCormick. And we'll get this going. Just a little shot of the rubbing alcohol, just a little sprinkle, just enough to accelerate the flame spread, to get it going so that you can get the cooking faster. And there it is. So that was a really quick light. And the nice thing about charcoal is if you decide that you want to burn pellet fuel, there's another way to batch load, and I'll make a video on that and upload it. 5 pounds of pellet fuel, but the pellet fuel fits together real tightly, and because it fits together really tightly, you have to stir it occasionally, agitate it with like a roasting stick, just to maintain that primary air supply that's feeding from underneath. So I'm going to let this burn down a little bit and get to the point to where we've got a good cooking base once the flames are out. And I'll show you how I'm going to grill up those hot dogs and that hamburger patty. So bear with me, we'll be right back. Okay, we got a really good burn going here. We're getting the charcoal hot, and it'll start to go from black to white, which is typical of charcoal. But as an added bonus, this is a great way to start just a regular campfire if you want to burn pellet fuel, like this right here. And the reason that it works really well is because the charcoal forms a great bed of hot coals. It really gets that temperature in the fire pit up quickly. So you can add this pellet fuel after the charcoal's hot and before it completely flames out. And just occasionally just throw in a scoop of pellets, and you'll see that it's starting to like produce that white smoke as it off gases down in there. But the temperature's already up, and because the air spaces that are established by the larger briquettes, it really keeps that primary air flowing really well, and then the secondary air can kick in and help to burn off that smoke. So you can get a fire going quickly and keep it going longer with the pellet fuel using it that way. But that's just a little extra bonus to starting with charcoal. I'm going to let this get down to where I can cook on it. I just wanted to throw that in there for you guys. Okay, this is fully going now, and the secondary combustion is starting to kick in from these wood pellets that I had thrown in on top of the charcoal. And you know, if you don't have access to, like, you know, chunk wood or any type of firewood that's readily available in your area with this, you can just buy these hardwood pellets and a bag of charcoal. These are readily available just at about any farm store, and even these ones at the charcoal at your local dollar stores or the big box department stores. But the point is this is something you can easily keep around, and you don't have to have split wood outside. You can keep it in the garage, or if you have an RV, it's really great for transporting an RV, and it gives you a lot of options, not just for cooking, but also just enjoying a campfire. Because once that ember base is down in there and it's really, really hot, just adding occasional sprinkles of that pellet fuel allows you to keep a nice campfire going. And as these coals heat up further, you'll start to see those flames lick out of the fire pit even further. And at nighttime, it's really, really great to see those flames going, you know. But just occasionally taking a slotted spoon and a scoop and just tossing them in there, and you'll be able to gauge by looking at it as to whether or not the fuel is completely off-gassed just on the color, and whether or not you're seeing any of that white smoke being emitted. But as the white smoke is coming off of this fuel and it's increasing, these flames are starting to get a little bit higher, and that's just going to progress further as you use it throughout the evening to maintain that campfire. So I'm not going to add any more fuel to this, because I want to get down to a cooking bed of embers so that I can grill up that hamburger and those hot dogs on this 9-inch grill that's made for charcoal chimneys. It's perfect for this because it just nests down on there very easily. You can spin it around to gain access to either the hot dogs or the hamburgers. You got a hamburger on either side. You can just spin it and flip the hamburger, and then spin it and flip the hamburger. And this cooking fork is a typical roaster you're going to find really inexpensive. It just goes down in between two of them. You can get right underneath that hamburger, lift it up, and just flip it over. I've been doing this a couple of times. You don't have to walk around the fire pit to take care of different cuts of meat that you're grilling. You just rotate and spin this, because it's not going to slide off and it's not going to fall in. It's really a great find and a perfect fit for the Amicus Jr. So I'm going to let this burn down, and we'll come back when we're ready to put some meat on this fire. Just a quick side note here, if you can see that on the screen, I was just shooting temperatures on the side of this fire pit with just the charcoals burning and the wood pellets in there, and I believe that high temperature read is 450. You know, so when you have a regular fire in here and you're concerned whether or not a small fire pit's going to put out enough heat, this right here puts out plenty of sideways heat just on charcoal. So when you're burning actual wood in here and you want to have just a campfire, you're going to get plenty of sideways heat out of this unit. Okay, we're ready to add our cuts here. Just a basic 1/3 pound hamburger patty and a couple of bun-length hot dogs. I've sprinkled them with some of this McCormick Smokehouse Maple seasoning. That's one of my favorites. But with this little grill that fits perfectly on the Amicus Jr., you know, you don't have to add your meat to the grill directly over the fire. You could just put it on there and then bring it over, because it does have this nice handle on it. But I can't hold the camera and do all that too, so I'm gonna just run the risk of, ouch, burning my fingers. That is a very, very hot grilling area there. I even put that Smokehouse Maple on those hot dogs. It kind of really brings them into the world from a 10-year-old kid to grown-up when it comes to the food. But soon I'm going to have to tend this. You can hear it sizzling. I don't know if you can hear it sizzling, and you're going to start to get meat drippings that are going to cause the smoke to come off of the charcoal. It's typical of any grill. But I talked about how this roasting stick, these really cheap roasting sticks, are great for flipping these burgers over. You know, as you can see, I can just pick it up and give it a flip just like that. And this fire is so hot. I mean, you look at that. I mean, it's just unbelievable how focused the heat gets. these hot dogs are going to be done before you know it. I was like, I'm going to risk burning them. The patty's going to take a little bit longer to cook. And while I'd love to stay and chat, I believe that if I don't tend this and keep a close eye on it, I'm going to ruin it. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or any comments about how to do this, please reach out to me, comment in the YouTube video. I'll put a link in the description how you can get your own Amicus Jr. And check out that Facebook group too. It's pretty cool.